Yeah, Mr. Z and Fifth, we back after taking a winter break. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Oh yeah.
That already done went by. Anyway, but I'm here. Zaccheus is here. You know, we're gonna get into what's going on. We're gonna do things a little differently. Usually, we like to have a format where we're topic based. Today, I'm gonna have a conversation with my brother, and we're gonna freestyle a little bit. I mean, you know, sorry to those who are not a fan of that type of format, but just for today's episode, because to be honest with you, there's not any exciting things to talk about. You know, we could address some things. I mean, obviously, the big elephant in the room since we've been on the winter break is Trump possibly facing impeachment, and now we got a new war with Iran, and you know the history behind Iran and America is a long history. That this war has been waiting to happen, really. And,
Oh yeah.
and the rule is you can't impeach a president when you're at war. But I want to address something that Agent Orange did say. He said back in 2011, made a video of it. You can go on YouTube, and he said that Obama, when Obama was there, he said Obama would attack Iran just to stay relevant. I mean, no, just to stay elected. Yeah, it's interesting how he said that back then, and now here he is, the president now, and he doing what he doing in this timely fashion. Anyway,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You think it's a political tactic because
war is always a political. War is always a political tactic. 9/11 was a political tactic. Yeah, I said it. So
yeah.
Every war is. Every war. I can't think of a war where it's not.
Yeah, because the truth of the matter is that Agent Orange was facing impeachment. He didn't get impeached. No, let me get into it. He didn't. There's no. I don't even think he's going to get impeached. It's just
I don't think he is either.
Because they see the Democrats is just trying to brew up something to see if they can get him impeached, but he's not.
The articles of impeachment passed the House, but it's not going to pass the Senate because the Senate is predominantly Republican.
Yeah, exactly. So so I would say this, yes, and I would agree with you. This is another tactic to keep him, but an Iranian commander had died out of the in the air. You had the drones in the air that killed this commander, this Iranian commander, Salanami. He killed him. He's a 60-something-year-old man. He killed him, and now this is something just brew. But I believe that Iranians. Now I'm hearing the recent news about 10 rockets sent to the U.S. base in Iran, and I don't know if there's any casualties or not, but this is something that's gonna be brewing, and I think what's gonna happen is that the Iranian militia is gonna stay silent, and then they might bust a move. That's what I'm thinking, man. 9/11 happened. And that was unexpected, and I think they're gonna do something that's unexpected too again. Terrorism is gonna do something unexpected again. That's what I believe. So, and I always tell people this, man, that you gotta stay prayed up because we're living in some crazy times, man. I mean, you know, here's it. We have a president, we have a Agent Orange that don't have the decorum the way how he speaks. And we looked at it because of his arrogant tactics. We look at as the laugh. We're considered like the laughing stock. So I said we got to be prayed up, man. So I mean, it's just a time that we're living in, man. There's no time to twerk. I see a young lady twerking on when I was looking at this news on Caribbean Fever Eye, she's twerking away. I'm like, okay, things going on, and it's a female, so black female soldier twerking away. I was like, okay, she's laughing, having fun. No time for that right now, man. I mean, you never know, man.
Okay.
Oh man.
But I'm gonna ask you this question. I mean, she's there for a reason, and who caused that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We don't keep. We know. We keep. we know. We know who. We know the reason. But they don't. You think they want to be? They don't want to be there.
Yeah. She didn't fly. She didn't fly. She didn't fly herself over there and get in a Humvee and carry an AR-15. You know, she didn't.
But listen.
Yeah.
But in a way, I critiqued her twerking, but in a way, some people try to make the best out of a situation.
Yeah, out of a situation that they didn't cause. And I'm not gonna knock her all the way for having fun and having a good. Listen, she's away from her family and her loved ones. Yeah,
and she's trying her best to see the light in a dark tunnel. She's trying her best to have some kind of smile and some kind of enjoyment with whoever's with her in that Hummer.
Yeah.
So I can't, she's there when we're here. So I pray for her safety and I pray for all the soldiers' safety. So I mean, it's like, you want to see a family, you want to be safe. Of course, you want to be safe. You want to see a family, man. I mean, nobody asked to. I mean, you signed up, but nobody asked to. Okay, because of somebody's tactics. No, you're in a battle. Come on, man.
Yeah. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like there's people been there's been a lot of World War III like memes, and they've been jokes and stuff like that. But I mean, on some real stuff, I mean, this ain't no joke, because this could be a long-standing war for a long time. I mean, people need to understand Iran don't play, man. Iran don't play. Okay? Iran got weapons. Iran got soldiers. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Iran got it.
Mm-hmm.
Iran is richer than Iraq. Because I think people look at Iraq like, they ain't no match for us. Iran got some strong allies too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's willing to jump in too. But Iran was very specific about who they had a problem with. They got a problem with the powers that be that attacked them. You know what I'm saying? That's what they got a problem with. They got a problem with Agent Orange. You know what I mean? They got a problem with President Agent Orange. So, they do. Some people probably wondering why y'all saying that name. Well, because we saying the name because when you say his real name, stuff like YouTube and stuff like that like to shut you down. You know what I mean? They like to shut you down. So I'm gonna go ahead and use his nickname. His nickname that Busta Rhymes, I first heard say it at the Grammy Awards back in 2017. Or whatever,
17,
whatever year it was when we started Mrs. Z and Fifth.
16, yeah.
So that's why I heard it from him. He called Mr. T. He called Mr. T. President T. President Agent Orange. So
Yeah.
So here's the thing with that, and I don't want to let me pick it up a bit. I want people to understand this. Look, here's the thing. Nobody should be going to war, but I mean, when you join the military, that comes with the territory. the possibility of a conflict can happen when you're signed up for the military.
Yeah.
But we have a war here right in this country. We have domestic wars, and those domestic wars target people who look like me and Zaccheus. And for that reason, I don't believe people who look like me and Zaccheus should be joining their military, because if their military loved people like us and Zaccheus, they would stand in a fight with us against white supremacy. But they don't. There's a line in the movie The Butler. The older brother, the son of the butler, the oldest, he joined the Black Panther Party to fight against the injustice. To fight against the injustice that his father had to fight with. And one day his little brother said, because of his limited perception, he said, "You fight in your country. I want to fight for my country."
Fight for my country. Yeah.
And the brother said, "Why would you join the military when to fight people in another country where right here in this country we get treated like dogs?" That's what he said in that movie, The Butler. Now, The Butler, I didn't like that movie all the way because there was some subservient stuff going on in that movie, but that line was the best line in that whole freaking movie. Because it spoke to the black experience in this nation. It spoke to what Muhammad Ali said.
Yeah. Oh yes, I could recite what Muhammad Ali said. No brown people never did nothing to me. So why I gotta kill more brown people, killing more people? Why I gotta kill brown people?
He said, when I go to war, you won't. He said, you want me to fight for you when you won't even fight for me here in America. He said, when I go. He said, when I come. He said, then when I come back, you my opposer.
Yes, we said. That's what he said.
Listen, the man.
Yeah.
The man went to the Olympics, won his gold, and when that man couldn't get served in this during segregation, that man threw his gold medals in the river, man, and said this ain't worth the material it was made with, because of how the country treated him. Let me tell you something. I want to talk to black people and suspected white supremacists. White supremacists, I ain't got nothing for you, but let me talk to the suspected ones, the ones that don't think they are, the ones that don't think they're racist. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Black people love America. Oh, I'm probably saying something they never heard before or don't believe. Black people love America. I'll explain. Name a country where you could subjugate, humiliate, dehumanize, criminalize, demonize, prison, institutionalize them, whether it be slavery or post-slavery in the in the institution systems of prisons. They've been, they conspire against you. The conspiracies have, the act of conspiracy has been against the black man, woman, and child from the beginning. Name a country that could do all of that to a people. And those same people have never left, stayed here, still join join your military. And first, black people were forced in the military. Oh, let's get some history here.
Oh, you want to go back to the Black Regiment?
We going? Yes, we're going there because I need to do this, and then I'm gonna let you take over. I'm sorry, I just wanted to get this out the way. The first black soldiers were slaves who were chained. They were in chains fighting, and then after the war, it still happened. You still getting beat, whipped, and everything. Ain't nothing changed. And the only reason why black people were forced in slaves, black owned. Sorry, the reason why you had slaves that were forced to fight in the military because the white lives were dying off. They needed more bodies. Not to mention those black people who were forced to fight a war had guns with no ammo in them, so they would just use as shields. I'm talking today. I'm talking today. I wasn't even gonna mention this. You know, and as the years goes on, you got a war. You're fighting a war in shackles. On top of that, slavery gets abolished. Then you're forced into the prisons. The only thing you could do is sharecrop. And at one point, you had an advantage because all of the stuff that you did, that you was forced to do, you already had those labor skills. But then they still went against you. Okay, now you couldn't get a work. Nobody wanted to hire you. You couldn't get a job. Then you got into the military because that was a way to not be thrown in jail, at least. You know, that was all you could do. Then when you got there, you had white supremacy right in your face because you couldn't even be in the same barracks. You couldn't do anything. When during World War II, here you got freaking Nazis sitting in the seats that black soldiers were supposed to sit in. The Nazi POW were being treated than black Americans. And then you got the Tuskegee experiment. Then later on, Vietnam War, you got the Agent Orange experiment. You got all of this stuff going on. All of this stuff.
Yeah, you got the
and then you still got black people joining the military. If there's anybody who loves this country more than us, it ain't nobody. Black people who have always loved America, and don't you ever forget that.
Yes. Hello.
You can't name another country where you have a people who would still do that. And that pisses me off because black people should be in droves boycotting the military. Boycotting.
Yeah.
Don't even come to me about joining no freaking Army, Navy, military. You better get out my freaking face with that. Miss me with that. Fight. Come on, fight for our country. I mean, just the other day, it was go back to your country.
Yeah. Let's dig into it now.
You love it so much, you go ahead and get on the battlefield. I'm just saying, we already have a fight here.
Remember,
we already have a fight here. The police are America's military. The police are the domestic military. Let me say this better. The police officers of this nation, from city to city, are used as a military or militarized against us as black folks. So, I mean, we already got to deal with that unarmed. And then we got to deal with all the systematic stuff that should be ended and abolished. So suspected white supremacists out there and sleep black folks, our plate is full. And then last thing, and then you got some suspected white supremacists, the ones that don't think they're racist when they are, will say, "Oh, you can't talk stuff like that. You're letting people get in your mind. They want a race war to start." Black people, hear me clearly. Black folks, the race war was declared against you for over 400 years, and you didn't even know it. So when they talk about a race war starting, don't worry about a race war starting. You've been in a race war for over 400 years. Zaccheus, take it away.
Well, you see, now in the getting back to the Let's start with the Black Regiment. Talk about black people loving America. Let's go there,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna take it back to the between 18 the 1850s and 1860s when the Civil War was big. When Lincoln was president at the time, and they had the Black Regiment was forming. Now the Black Regiment was black soldiers that they formed and they fought for the North because they figured that, listen, hey, if I'm a fight for freedom, then I'm a fight. The North was considered to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Was considered. I said because the word considered to be free, and the South was the racist Southern
right.
Was Ulysses Grant was for the North.
Ulysses, yeah.
Ulysses Grant was for the North, and what's the other guy name? The other guy he had slaves, but he controlled. He was the general for the South,
Mm-hmm.
and they control and just recent, not too long ago, his statue was up.
Yeah, you're talking about in South Carolina.
Yes, his statue was up.
Yeah,
and not too long ago. Now that's in front of her face.
right.
No, and during the time. No, I'm jumping from. I'm leaving during the time, but even after the Civil War, we had nowhere to go. But a lot of us migrated back to Africa, to Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us stayed and wanted to just stay here because we didn't know. A lot of us that came that was brought here by slavery did not know Africa. We don't know. A lot of the African Americans, a lot of the black people was born here. You don't know that. You don't know that land. Your ancestry is from that land.
Yeah.
Now you talk about loving America. Now, I can't see another race how much we don't realize how much we love America. Black people that's born here, they don't realize how much they love America. Even the ones that come.
You're talking about, I'm sorry, the Robert E. Lee statue.
Yes, the Robert E.
Yeah,
Lee
back when
statue.
People remember the Charlottesville,
yes.
when the guy,
Robert E. Lee,
when a white supremacist drove his car into a protest and
exactly
and killed,
Robert E. Lee.
Injured so many people and then killed that one woman.
He killed that one woman. Yeah. Yeah, that was a nationalist, white nationalist.
Yep.
And some other,
Virginia.
White supremacy group.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I just wanted to
going back. Yeah. So you're saying that the black people don't. So some white supremacy was saying, oh well, black folks, they don't love America. Look how they're talking. No, we do love America, because you see, even during the time of we still fought. Because remember, can't forget about the lynching.
Mm-hmm.
Can't forget about the lynching. You can't forget about the time in 1920 when Marcus Garvey came and he built the voyage, and some of us was used to sabotage that voyage back to Africa. And now, let's go, and okay, I'm going after Marcus Garvey now. 1945, it was an integration in the military. Black people was now able to integrate with whites in the military. A lot of folks don't know that, but there was a segregation in the military before the year 1945. 1945 is when black male integrate with white folks in the military. But the military was segregated too. After 1945 it was de-unsegregated. So a lot of us love America. A lot of us embraced America and loved America.
To our own fault, though. Because the point that I'm making is that if this was the other way around, where white folks was being treated the same way that we was treated, they wouldn't love this country, and you wouldn't blame them for saying that.
Right.
You know, that's like asking a Jewish person if he liked Germany. Nobody asked that.
Nobody asked that because you know why? Because we already know the answer.
Yeah, we already know the answer. And another thing is this, you know, suspected white supremacists and actually not the suspected ones, the bold ones, the official white supremacists will say stuff like, well, if it's so bad here, then why don't you leave? Well, because this is our country now. Okay? And there were black folks that were here before them. They don't want to talk about that. There were black folks who wasn't even slaves at all. And
the Moors, hello.
Right.
We'll talk about the Moors.
The Moors is one of them. But there was what people would call today as black Indians already here. You know, they were already here and they were natives to this land. And so this land is my land too. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. You know, but the thing is, like Farrakhan said, he said, when you tell people to go back, please tell us where, because if we told you to go back where you came from, where would you go?
Right.
He said you were not a native anywhere. You came to this land and took from this country.
Exactly.
Oh my God. You know, this is the kind of stuff that happens since we've been, you know, since episode 20, you know, a lot of this stuff going on. And I think it's a shame. I don't want to talk about the war all day, but I just want to talk to black people, man. Do not get into arguments at work, because this is where it starts. You know, white people, the workplace is the only place where white people and black people debate. I don't think a lot of people know that. And a lot of those debates are traps to get you to say something that might sound somewhat threatening. And then even though they're the ones who started the argument, and now you sitting up there in the human resources office talking about so-and-so is scared for their life because you threaten them. You know, do not fall for the trap if they, you know, just walk out. Do not be in the break rooms. The break rooms is where a lot of this starts. If they
the safe spot to talk about, I notice, is sports.
Yeah, but you know, it always turns into politics. Anything that is race based is going to cause an issue. So you might as well not even get in the conversation. Don't even talk about it.
Exactly. If they bring up Kaepernick, walk away.
Yeah. For years when Obama was in power, it was, man, Obama messing up this country. That was because they're trying to trick. They assume you voted for him and you love him. So that's usually the trigger. It's Obama's fault. It's Obama's fault. Oh my God, Obama. It's Obama. Hussein. It's Hussein's fault. You know, they say little stuff like that. Black people, you know, when Trayvon Martin got shot, black people do not get in these conversations. When they're stuck by police brutality, do not get into it at work. Do not do it. These are traps. They already, first of all, they already don't want you working there. Okay, so that's you already know what time it is.
Yeah. Don't
get into it. Oh, stuff has been said at my places of work. But you know what I do? I'll be like, word, yo, that's crazy. All right, I see you later. You know what I'm saying? And walk away. And they're looking at you like, what? Was it something I said? Yeah. So we go ahead and walk away. You know what I mean? That's the safest thing to do. Go somewhere, put your headphones on, get away from everybody. And when your break's over, come back to work.
Yep. Yep, get away from people. That's right. Get away from people. That's right. Get away. Get away. Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's good to collaborate and talk, but when it comes to topics like that, man, I think you want to stay away for a while, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yo, you want to acknowledge some 2019 good stuff, whether it's musically, whether it's sports, something that you want a favorite moment of this year, well, the past year, since we in 2020 right now. But
the episodes on the music it was wonderful. The hip hop best top 10 was a great topic to talk about. I mean,
you talking about on the Round Circle? Yes, the
Round
podcast.
Circle. Yeah, when we spoke about the Round Circle, was on the Round Circle with Cinemascapes. It was a spectacular moment on the Round Circle. We had some great moments. We had some great topics on the Mr. Z and Fifth too.
Yeah,
when we discuss about issues concerning like the housing issues, the housing issues was a very big topic, and I think that a lot of people was able to relate to that that topic when we spoke about that about housing and the housing conditions, so it was something to talk about, and relationships. Those are always hot topics to talk about. Relationships, dating, dating relationship, dating and
especially
getting to know somebody.
Especially episode 18, that was fantastic.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, one of the best episodes this season. Episode 18. That's why Black women are last to get married. We talked.
Which was a very powerful topic.
We talked about we talked about some things that can help Black couples and just relationships between the Black men and the Black women. Healing that. A lot has been going on. I mean, the situation with Kaepernick, that was not too long ago. You've had some sad stuff happen. Some deaths. A lot of deaths, celebrity deaths.
Yes.
Quite a few.
And just rest in peace to Aretha Franklin. Rest in peace to her, man. Rest in peace to Juice WRLD.
Aretha Franklin. That was 2019.
I think, Juice WRLD was 2019.
No, Juice WRLD, right? That was our last episode.
Aretha Franklin,
wasn't she 2018?
She was 2018. Aretha Franklin. Yeah.
This year, Kim Porter.
Yes,
2019. Kim Porter. That was out of nowhere. That's pretty sad.
That was shocking right there. Kim Porter. Yeah,
that wasn't good.
Yeah,
and then you had Jussie Smollett with his shenanigans. Oh God.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, we did have some phenomenal episodes, man. I mean,
that was pretty bad.
Yeah, so it's just that we try to bring up these topics, man, and just and where people can relate. I know we did some album reviews.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad we couldn't review an album that I really wanted to review, that I just want to acknowledge right now. Rhapsody, her album Eve, that she put out a couple months ago was a great album. Great album.
I heard Gangstar released something, but
yes, Gangstar album. Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah. That's something we could have reviewed too, but
Gangstar. Oh God.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Griselda Records. They got some dope stuff on there. West Side Gun, Benny and Conway dropped some heat this year. I had a Buffalo.
DMX.
Shout outs to them. Shout outs to DMX being out. Shout outs to to Griselda to Benny Conway and Westside out there in Buffalo, man. Like they still got they got that New York sound. They got the New York sound now, and that's Buffalo, man.
What?
Yeah, they got that New York City sound, man.
For hip hop?
Yeah. And they doing it, man. People want to hear them.
You know what it is, man? Because a lot of us, especially for some Brooklyn cats, they had the artist called he remind me of, his name is Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
And he's from Brooklyn, man. And I thought he was from the South.
You thought he was from the South? I never heard of I heard of his name, but I never listened to his music. He sound like he from the South?
Yeah, the sound of music, the music itself.
Oh, yeah, we can't.
Because you see the thing is that
we can't get down.
The thing is that some of it's trap music, and we adopted, and the East Coast adopted trap music from the South.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You know, so it's like, so these days when you hear a trap artist, you can't tell if they're from the East Coast, West Coast, or South. Because they're doing trap. I mean, the West keep it a little authentic because dudes like the Game came up with something new. The Game came up with something new.
His album Born to Rap is dope. That was dope.
See?
Jim Jones El Capo album was dope.
Yeah, see, let me tell you something.
Better than I thought.
Yeah. Authentic hip hop, you know what I'm saying? For real. You know, for real. I gotta listen to that Buffalo sound because if they're sounding like East Coast, how we used to, that's. I mean, there is the East Coast, but you know, New York City.
Right, we so used to New. Well, see, Westside Gun had an interview. Well, they were interviewing all of them, but Westside said, you know, Buffalo, we kept our sound. We didn't switch it up and go Southpaw like some of these cats in New York. He said in New York City. He said it was NYC who changed their sound.
Yes.
And he's right. You know, the stations caved in and didn't support them anymore, so they decided, well, let me just sound like everybody else to get some airplay. And Westside is saying in Buffalo they didn't do that. You know, I'll take his word for it. I don't know nobody else from Buffalo who spit. So I mean, I can only name them. You know.
Yeah. You know who had a dope record too? Ghostface. You know. So,
yeah.
You know,
the Ghost. Right. Ghostface Killer's album.
You know, the thing is that.
That was 2019.
You know, the thing is that, man. The radio. The mainstream radio I don't really get into because they don't.
We also shout out Theory Hazard, one of my favorites. Theory Hazard dropped an album before the year ended called "I Love It Down Here." Dope album. Let me shout out him. You know, there's been we didn't get any Kendrick this year. Well, 2019.
No, Lamar from the West Coast.
Yeah, we didn't get any Kendrick Lamar in 2019.
So, you know, it's just that the mainstream radio they're gonna choose. You know, and I know it's they're bombarding the airwave with the trap sound. If you don't have a trap song, you're not bombarding the airwaves, and it's sad, you know, but it's really sad, man. I mean, that's why they have so much indie artists. Saying, listen. Now, some trap is good. Some trap is okay. But they have but when it's when everybody's trying to do it, everybody's trying to cop the same style, that's when it's not good.
Yeah.
You know, keep it authentic. Big up to Fat Joe, family ties. You know, the key he keeps it authentic. Big up to those artists that keep it authentic. There was a big thing in dancehall too. And I know Elephant Man was mentioning. Elephant Man was talking about it too at one time. He was saying that now they have something called trap dancehall. What is the world coming to? No, dancehall. See, hip hop is one thing when it comes to trap music, because I know hip hop music is the father and trap music is is the different, is the style that came out of hip hop. Okay, it was a different style of hip hop, but at least it's still hip hop, but it's trap music,
Mm-hmm.
and so it has the elements of hip hop all the way through. But dancehall music came out of reggae. Dancehall music if you look up dancehall music, it has nothing to do with trap music.
Right.
Trap music is an American thing from the South.
Mm.
Dancehall music, now they call it trap dancehall. Now Elephant Man said many ways and many things. He said, listen, I like keeping the authentic dancehall that came out in the 1990s. There's nothing wrong with blending it a little bit, but don't overdo it with the trap music, because once you do the trap music in dancehall, it loses its essence. Nobody's really dancing. They lost the formula. Nobody's really dancing to, like, back in the days. Every time you heard a dancehall reggae song, you know it was dancehall. You know you can sing the melody. You can sing the melody. You can dance to it. Now it's sounding like trap music. Now, and you say, listen, it don't make this thing become a fad or a phase, because once you start putting it into everything, it's like disco. Disco was, at the time in the 70s, we was not around. Well, I was born around that, but I was a baby anyway. But during around that time, disco, the reason why disco died, because disco in the 70s, I think late 70s, mid to late 70s, was bombarded on the airwaves consistently. Everything had to turn into disco. It was so much to a point where if you can turn on the radio, you're gonna hear disco off the back. Off the back, you're gonna hear a disco record, straight up. Donna Summers was doing it, yes, but not everybody had to follow Donna Summers.
Donna Summer, Gloria Gaynor.
Yes, she is the queen of disco.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody had to follow that. Dancing, the song called Dancing. Not everybody. Bad Girl. She came with a lot of hits, but not everybody had to follow her.
Two.
And
oh,
two. Exactly. So once you do that to a style of music, man, like, and you do it with trap music, it could die. So please, if you want to keep it going, don't bombard it. Mix it up. Have other authentic hip hop artists in there that keep it, like, I mean, we have the ones in between that keep it authentic, like J. Cole, Fat Joe, who's still doing it. Over 30 years, still doing it. Fat Joe.
Speaking of Fat Joe, we missed the whole thing talking about Eminem dissing Nick Cannon and going at Mariah Carey again. Oh my God, Eminem.
I mean, Eminem and
Nick Cannon, right? Because Eminem dissed him on Fat Joe's album. You know,
he did. Yeah.
And people was going at Nick because Nick his diss songs was not up to par. But his last one he had, called Invitation Canceled. Wait, was it called that? Yeah, Invitation Canceled. I think that's what it was called. And he used Eminem's voice when he did a song back when he was in high school, dissing black women. The story behind that was, Eminem was dating this black girl.
Oh.
And she broke his little heart. And because she broke his little heart, he did a song talking about black girls are stupid and black girls are dumb. Black girls are bees. Yeah. Back at he recorded it back in 1985, 86 or something like that. We're talking about a very, very young Eminem. You know what I mean? Something, whatever year that was. I don't know, don't care. So you got black folks talking about, that's a reach, man. You trying to say that Eminem is racist and and all this other. You trying to say that Eminem was racist so that you can get, because you know lyrically you can't battle with him.
Wow.
I don't care who you are. Eminem lyrically is nice, but Eminem is not the best. I'm sorry. And if you're an MC, an aspiring MC, an established MC, you should never be afraid of M. You shouldn't. I'll tell you something right now. The 5th General ain't afraid of M. I don't care. I'm an MC. I got bars too. Okay?
Right.
So,
right.
You know, don't ever be afraid.
Right.
I'm just saying, you know, everybody has this thing about anybody else dissing them. Oh man, I ain't. I got bars for him. I got bars for him. But every time Eminem's name come up, no, don't battle. No, please, don't battle Eminem, please, Lord Jesus, don't. Oh Lord, don't. First of all, he ain't the best, man. He not. I got Nas over Eminem any day. I got Cannabis over Eminem lyrically too.
Oh yeah, Cannabis.
Okay, so I don't want to hear none of that. I got Pharoah Monch over M. I got a lot of MCs as far as lyrics. Oh, I got Chino XL over Eminem. I got Jizza over M. I got Inspector Deck over M. I got Ghost over M. I got so many people over M. You know, I'm not trying to hate on M, but I just want to speak to this fear that Eminem is untouchable, and he ain't no rap god. Stop it. And I thought Machine Gun Kelly did a good job against him. You know, when he did his record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, I don't even rock with MGK like that. But MGK did that joint, Rap Devil, responding to him.
Yeah,
you know, that joint was actually not bad though. MGK was going hard at him. I was like, wow. I was shocked and amazed. You know, but I do think that, you know, Nick Cannon was like saying, yo, battle me in a wilding out format. You know, battle me like the rap leagues, like the hip hop battle leagues, like URL with Smack and King of the Dot and all that. Battle me in that format. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a battle like Loaded Lux and Calico. Let's have that type of battle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And M ain't gonna do that. You know, but Nick Cannon called him out, and my whole thing is, M, if you feel that you nicer than Nick and you levels ahead of him, then ain't nothing wrong with proving that you can get in that format with Nick, even though you have a history of battling. You have you was in the Rap Olympics a long time ago, and before Dre even signed you, so you come from battling. We know that. I mean, they did a movie based off your character. They did a movie with a character based off of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, B Rabbit.
Shoot, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Hey man, you got anything else you want to touch on? Because we about to wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, the only thing left to say is that you know, we got to be, everybody for this moment at this time, we got to be prayed up. That's about it, man. Yeah. You know, keep praying, man. That's all.
I hear you. Prayers go out to the soldiers. I get it. It's not your fault. We're not mad at you. I'm not mad at the soldiers, man, because y'all didn't start this. Y'all didn't start this. So, but prayers go out to y'all. That's what I care about. Come home soon. All right? Come home alive.
Yeah.
With all your limbs, because people come home with arms and legs missing and all that. Crazy. Foot missing, everything. Come back with all your limbs, man. Come back with all your limbs.
All right? Your limbs, yeah.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here. We want to thank everybody for supporting this show. I might not know who some people are, and you know, I don't care if I'm doing a podcast and I got one listener. I want to thank that one listener.
Yeah.
For real, from the heart.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You rock with us, and there's millions of other podcasts out there that you could be listening and not listening to us, but you know what I'm saying? We do our best, man, and you're going to be seeing more of us, man. This ain't over, man. This ain't over. Right. You're gonna be seeing more Fifth. You're gonna be seeing more Zaccheus. You're gonna be seeing more from our brother Cinema Escapes. Shout outs to him, our brother. We love him.
Oh yes.
And it's all good. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. Zaccheus, let the people know where they can reach you.
Hey, you can reach me on Twitter, Wayne Bacchus 2, at Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter. Also on Instagram, Zaccheus B73 on Instagram, and on Facebook, Wayne Zaccheus Bacchus on Facebook. That's Wayne Zaccheus Zaccheus Bacchus on Facebook. Holla at me.
All right. You can reach me at the Fifth General. At the Fifth General on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're gonna get up out of here real quick. I hope 2020 this year is your best year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next episode. This was season 2, of course, episode 21. First episode of the year 2020.
2020.
All right. And we'll see y'all next episode.
Next time.
Peace out.
Peace out, man.
Yeah.